All right, so I wanted to show this little. This is about the Mary Fallon. Basically, it's an Oklahoma message board, newsok.com, where they're arguing over. It's like a combination of Christian Democrats saying that we have to help the poor by taxation, of course, through force, and that it's immoral if you're not willing to be stolen from in order to help the poor. So it's got into a bit of a debate, although it's partisan. Now, keep in mind, they think that Mary Fallon has done something wrong. They think that Mary Fallon has turned off Obamacare. She's turned off the faucet of Obamacare, even though she's done nothing of the sort. I wish. No, she's just said, oh, the feds are going to decide how our money is spent, I guess, or how the exchange is set up. Let the fucking feds do it. That's all she said or did. So they're crying. They think that she's turned it off. She said no. So they keep coming up with these posts about, they keep making claims about immorality. That's the sad part. They think it's immoral if you don't endorse slavery. They think it's immoral if you don't endorse servitude and theft. This is the sad, demented nature of the American people, and I want you to see this. Okay, so this is, I responded to someone, Michael, and I don't even know. Okay. It's this one here. He goes, I would love to say I am shocked, but then I would be lying. Apparently the governor and Republicans in the state Congress do not care about the health of the citizens because they are taking the play out of the Romney playbook, whatever the hell that means, and tell them just to go to the ER. It's just sad that we have those in power that people continue to vote for that does not have the best interest of all people they serve at heart, but some right-wing vast hatred that when we help people and especially help make people healthy, it grows the economy. It helps raise wages, God, communists, and lowers costs for everyone. But then again, I look at all the studies and I'm reminded at how low the state I love so much and call home ranks so near the bottom of everything. We need to start putting the people of this state first before politics, and especially before party. What the fuck does that mean? So anyways, I responded to it apparently way down here. Oh, I said, this is just mind-boggling how bad this is, how ignorant everyone is, how it's not even ignorance, it's worse than ignorance. Completely unaware of the contradictions, the level of the contradictions they're making. How they can keep these contradictory thoughts in the same brain and espouse them at the same time is truly astounding to me. It's earth-shattering. So my response to him was, you can't advocate for Obamacare from a moral standpoint and yet endorse the theft in order, or that's required to achieve Obamacare. Because theft is morally wrong. Healthcare is not a right because it must be rendered by someone else. Therefore, if anyone has a right to a product or service, then you are endorsing the theft necessary in order to provide it. This is not moral, this is immoral. We need to start putting right ahead of wrong, irrespective of state, party, or country. You have an illogical and immoral viewpoint, no matter how well intended. Now, of course, that gets 4 votes down and my vote up. That's the sad part. This is logic. You can't refute this logic. I mean, you can either say, I know it's morally wrong, but I support it. 2 wrongs make a right is what they're saying, basically. So, of course, Tyrone, he's going to come in here and inject his logic. Okay, fat man. Of course, he attacked personal, intelligent. After all that rhetoric, tell us why should poor people just get sick and die? They don't need no stinking health care. Just let them die. It will be less people to worry about. 8 votes up. Oh, email. 1 vote down. Oh, 2 votes down. So my response is, one of the things I like to do to Democrats or progressives to piss them off is to say this. This is not a perfect world. There is no perfect world. There's only the most free world. Right then and there, you're telling them that you're not going to play their stupid little fucking game, that there is a perfect world and that we can achieve it through taxation and force and through government. There is no perfect world. We cannot achieve it on this world. Sorry. There's only the most free world. That's it. That's as good as we're going to get here. With all these people wanting to steal from me in order to help the poor, as much as I see on this thread, you would think we'd have an army of free caregivers such as yourself to solve this issue entirely, at least here in the state of, or here in Oklahoma City. And yet, why do I doubt I'll see you out offering free hospice or medical care to the poor? Because people like you would rather use force to use, or would rather force others to do it so you don't have to get your hands dirty. Just like those stupid Republicans who want others to die for Israel. I wanted to kind of get that little spin around for the Republicans there. If you care so much about poor people having health care, then you should help them instead of forcing others to. Put your money and life on the line for what you believe in, but don't use the force of government to enslave others to fund it or provide it. Healthcare is not a right, but before government involvement, some churches, charities, and hospitals would provide free healthcare to the poor. From what I'm seeing from this thread, we should expect to see hundreds of Oklahomans who are lining up to provide free healthcare for these poor people, so the problem should all but be resolved. I mean, so many of you are willing to give up your time, money, resources, blood, sweat, tears in the name of helping the poor. It's so generous of them. But then you realize that they don't want to help the poor. They just want to force other people to do it. I mean, that's just the reality of the situation. So, of course, giving that dose of truth and reality and honesty. 4 votes down, one vote up. I guess I should do that. I probably don't do that. So Eddie from Fort Smith says, "Bah, young idiot, don't pay your taxes. It is not theft if you voluntarily pay taxes. Stand up for your anti-theft rights." So then, oh man, this is sad stuff. Laughing my ass off. Let's see how well that works out for the fat man. 1 vote up. Here, let's vote that shit down. It's so stupid. I said, it's kind of funny actually. Eddie, there are many people who tried this and are in jail. Thus, it's theft. You know, you just lost the argument, right? You don't pay taxes. You pay taxes. Don't pay them, and there will be no theft. If I don't pay taxes, they will either put me in jail, confiscate my bank account, or garnish my wages. Therefore, it's theft. You did not know this? If it were voluntary, I'd be all for it. Therefore, all the hundreds of do-gooders on here could solve this healthcare for the poor issue. It's always so easy to solve problems with someone else's money and slavery. Go to court and prove it is theft. You will win. You will win if you are right. You're right. Theft has been enshrined in the law, but that does not make it right, no more than when slavery was legal was right. You're arguing based on what you want, not what is morally right or consistent with the principles of defending liberty. If you don't defend liberty, then you're not defending your own basic human rights. Of course, that was voted down. I mean, this is, someone voted it down another time, than the time I've been reading this. I mean, this is the level of what we're dealing with, folks. This is how far gone a majority of this country is. And it's also why I now support wholeheartedly Rand Paul for 2016. Because Ron Paul, while I love him and he brought me to the movement, he cannot and will not ever dumb down his message for ass bags like this. And I'm sorry to tell you, but the only way we're going to get real meaningful changes is if we have someone who can put this stuff in the simplest, dumbest terms possible. And if we have to fool them to do it, I am 100% okay with that. I don't have any problem. I don't have any problems with lying to them. I honestly don't. I mean, if they're willing to steal from individuals and use government for force, use government for preemptive wars of aggression, and destroy our money, then what morality are we defending at that point? if we run candidates who claim they want to go to war for Israel, but then really don't. I don't have a problem with that at all anymore. That beats the alternative. Secession, nullification, civil war, arguing with people on a forum. I mean, that's the alternative. So I just wanted you to see what I've been dealing with today with these people, and it is very eye-opening and illuminating and depressing all at the same time. I'm working with someone on some website, some work, and I've been waiting to hear back from them. Unfortunately, I got caught up in an online, I don't even know what to call it, dispute? No, it's not a dispute. It's not a debate. Discussion, I guess. Ugh. So, here we go. I don't know what to do anymore. I really don't. I mean, it's like, when I write this stuff, I'm actually trying to like educate and teach people. But I think one of the big problems is people always assume, at least on here and online in general, I think they always assume things in terms of Democrat, Republican, partisan, partisan lens, and it makes it almost impossible to allay that concern. They can't get over it. And this is a problem for libertarian because both Republicans and Democrats think we're the other side. So if I'm talking to a Republican, they think I'm a Democrat. And if I'm talking to a Democrat, they assume I'm a Republican. So every single thing that I'm saying is wrong, simply because of that fact. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand that both parties suck and they have royally fucked this country. So I understand their negativity. But it makes it very difficult to really even engage in a discussion or dialogue with anyone because of all their preconceived notions, ignorance, you know, uh, lack of compassion, lack of understanding. And that's the thing is the people who claim we need more compassion in society are the ones who will advocate for the most evil policies. They will force compassion. They will force what they see as compassion by using government to do it. So it's a disaster of confusion right now. So anyways, I'm doing this little webcam within a picture thing. I've never done it before. We'll see how it works. I hope 2012 and this event, whatever everyone's waiting for, I hope it resolves some of this stuff because I'm getting awfully sick of it. I'm just getting sick of it, all of it. Just not even debating, arguing. I'm just talking about the economy, money, jobs, taxes, war, welfare, all of it. I'm just sick of all of it. Oh well, I'll just go eat.